We live so blissfully, or unblissfully, without 24/7 entertainment and mindless distraction. Our wholesale big box food outlets, our cable TV, our drugs, sex, you name it. Not realizing that it could all come to an end at a moment's notice. Oh, but no, this is America. Our First Amendment allows freedom of religion, speech, and the press. Our Second Amendment gives us the right to bear arms. That Second Amendment has become somewhat controversial, especially when we see mass shootings in the news. I wondered, what would we do in an extended state of emergency? If our police force had to go home to protect their own families, who would maintain order? Could you protect your own family against armed intruders? Do you know anything about firearms? Have you ever held a gun? Okay, let's take a look at New York State's gun laws. Even though our Second Amendment rights allows us to bear arms, each state has its own rules. If you don't have the right paperwork and you use a firearm, you could face some serious charges. New York State weapons offenses are fairly complicated, but fall into basically two categories: criminal possession of a weapon and criminal use of a firearm. There are other factors which determine the severity of the punishment. For instance, whether the offender has a criminal record, the number of offenses, and whether violence was involved. Simplifying things a bit, felonies are designated from the most serious Class A to the less serious Class E. Criminal use of a firearm relates to showing or using a gun while committing a crime. Just possessing a firearm, a switchblade, metal knuckles, or a stun gun could get you 1 year in jail. And this is a misdemeanor, not even a felony. Possession of 3 or more firearms, a large capacity ammo magazine, an assault weapon, machine gun, or silencer, which is a D felony, means a possible 7 years in prison. Criminal use of a firearm in a B violent felony, that's 25 years in prison. You get the picture. New York State has some of the strictest gun laws on the books, but it's still possible to legally possess firearms to protect your household. Keeping this in mind, I decided to take a class to familiarize myself with a handgun. I met with Brother Ashante and Sister Crystal of Fitness, Fuel, and Fire, and took a short course in NRA basics of pistol shooting and safety, and we headed to the range. Here we are at the gun range.
Hey, make sure you point that thing in a safe direction, downrange.
It was a few days before Halloween when we visited. Over here we've got the shotguns, some rifles, handguns. Sniper's rifle. Fearsome weapon.
So we'll shoot tomorrow? What time is the party's over?
Once the party's open, the range is closed.
No, what time is the party?
It starts at 5, right?
Yeah, it starts at 5.
I got a client who can come back, or if it's 10, I can't make it because I got dinner tonight.
But you got a membership.
Here are some things you should know. Here's the lounge. It can be rented out for various activities. And then just a short walk over is the actual gun range.
Left side. 3, 4. Back and roll the trigger. So ready. Look out. There we go.
I'm Joseph Cruz. I'm part of the retail staff here at Grayson Guns in Orange, Connecticut.
Oh, okay. You know, I started today with my daughters. It's our first day handling firearms. And, you know, we just like to learn about it. And what would you recommend as your first weapon?
I get this question a lot. Something I recommend to first-time shooters and people who are going to carry for the first time is a polymer striker-fired platform like the Smith & Wesson M&P or the Glock, specifically something like the Glock 19 for its compact size and its shootability and its proven reliability.
Right. Do you have any preference for, like, let's say a woman or a girl? What would you recommend as a good starter's weapon?
Yes, for a woman, I would normally suggest a single stack platform like a Smith & Wesson Shield or a Glock 43 or a Glock 42. They are nice for women because they wear slimmer clothing, and slim single stack profiles are easier to conceal inside of clothing.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. Any other recommendations in terms of learning how to be proficient with a weapon? How many hours, like, for instance, any ideas like to kind of be good at a weapon?
To become proficient with shooting, I would definitely suggest shooting at least one time a week for 1 hour. It's taken me about 6 years to get where I am now. I shoot really good now, and from where I came to where I am now, I shoot a lot better.
How did you become interested in firearms?
Growing from a young child, I was always interested in firearms because of movies. And going into my adult stage in life, I found out that in Connecticut, you can actually obtain firearms legally by getting your concealed carry permit.
I don't know about the worst in New York.
Worse.
Oh my God.
Worse.
You have to, I want to visit, and you have to, you know, you go through still a lot of changes just to get, you know.
What I'm suggesting would be that we get the long gun permit. And I'm suggesting to the people, don't go for your concealed carry. Go for your premise permit in New York. And then I'm suggesting, after they get their premise permit, all they need to do is do $3, read it to 9, and switch over to their concealed carry in New York. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're telling them. So we're trying, we're here, we're talking about like minds, like vibration, love of the
Now, have you been shot in Vermont?
in Vermont, in Rhode Island.
And you can go there, just, as long as you got property, you got a driver's license, you don't need a permit. You don't need anything. How's that candy? Shop for what you want.
What's up, brother? How you doing, baby? All right, how are you? I like your polish. I like how you look at. See? You see? You know what I'm saying? Nature, same barber. Come. Look, in the gun range, there's a line that is blurred.
It's a family.
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 Lines are blurred.
I'm not sure.
You got a picture?
Yeah, I got it.
Lines are blurred, man.
Whatever the media talks about and everything like that.
It's not that.
It's not happening here. You got young, old, you got kids. I watched a 12-year-old kid shooting last week. He shot better than me. Oh my God. He was firing a 44 Magnum.
Since you were what? 8.
It's 8 years old.
He got his daughters.
Well, they're growing now. They're 18 and 20.
That's all right.
But my youngest, she started when she was 11, and my oldest started when she was 12.
Do you hear?
I hear.
They're both packing now.
Listen, as long as they can reach the height in here,
Look, I'd rather have my daughter have a gun on her because the restraining order should be spent.
That's all.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
But did you hear what he said? And I want you to put this in the documentary about how my brother said about his babies and how long they've been shooting.
Yeah.
And to see, that's a real man. This is real man business. Any man that doesn't teach his wife
my son
or
calls
his
me all
daughter how to handle a weapon, you're not doing your job.
A weapon could be anything.
Okay.
It could be a stick, it could be me.
The girls could use those too.
Listen, we do it as a family. My nephews come, my wife comes, everybody,
Yeah. So tell me, what's that CCDL on your
CCDL
shirt?
stands
Yeah.
for Connecticut Citizens Defense League. Okay, we have gotten together. Hundreds of us from the state have gone together to fight against our governor's ban on semi-automatic weapons, AR-15 rifles. Overnight, he decided to make a ban against these weapons. They call assault weapons. They're not assault weapons. They're regular rifles that shoot one shot for every time you pull the trigger. They have the people out on the streets thinking that they're automatic weapons and they shoot hundreds of shots every time you pull the trigger. That's not true. There's certain features on the gun that make them look like military weapons. Because of that, he says that it looks threatening. And he got his people together one weekend and decided to put a ban to them.
Right.
And because of that, we, the owners of these weapons, these type of guns in Connecticut, and store owners and a lot of politicians got together and decided to fight him in court. And as of now, we're still going to court and trying to change that law.
Right.
Trying to take it off the books. And maybe put it to a vote for the Connecticut citizens to maybe vote for it in a referendum. But we haven't had that chance yet. So
Right.
we're still working on it, and we meet every couple of months, and we're updated, and showing what is new in the books and what we're fighting against, and hopefully we'll make some headway with it.
Okay. You know, I remember before you mentioned that you carry a Springfield. I'm not too familiar with weapons, but why did you choose that?
Well, this is one of my weapons, but the Springfield XD9 is a very good weapon. It's one of the few weapons that are very carefree. They have a lot of safety features on them, but at the same time, they're very easy to operate. It's a small weapon. It's not a very big gun, which means I can conceal it properly if I want to. And also, you know, it never fails me. It's one of the weapons that I've never had a problem with. There's sometimes you get weapons when, let's say it's a lot of moisture in the air or whatever, they can jam on you.
Right.
But this gun has never failed me. It's I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and I think you said it's better than the Glock.
I think it's better than Glock.
Is it that Glock just
Glock is
jams
common,
too much?
Glock is a common weapon.
Right.
It's, it doesn't have many features, but it's a standard weapon known by a lot of people, and a lot of people may swear by them. I don't particularly care for them, but this is a very good, you know, very good weapon for holding in your hand. And the grip is very nicely fit. It's tapered for the average hand, and again, it complies with Connecticut state law, which only requires you to have 10 rounds in a magazine. You can't have any more than that. So you know, you know, it worked for me for the state we live in.
Firing a 9 is it wasn't what I expected. It's very, very empowering. I can see how a person could. This is like a little bit like heroin, and I've never tried heroin, but I think it's something that you might want to try again because it's very, 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 very empowering. Okay, so we're here at Eli's in Connecticut. We just finished a session of gun training, and so tell me, Brother Ashante, how do you think we did today?
For first-time shooters, I was very impressed. And what I was
Now, don't lie now.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what I was impressed with. Not so much as the shooting skills, insofar as overcoming and watching the confidence level increase from the tutorial piece that we did earlier in the day, and then as we took it to the gun range, and as you started doing a little live fire, I love the way that just the confidence and the self-assuredness started to manifest itself. And I thought that was really, really, really telling on both parts, on your part, my brother, and on your daughter's part. And I love how your confidence level started to kick in when you're doing double taps, you're doing triple taps. You even did a mag dump. And for those who don't know what a magazine dump is, it's just when you just shoot and empty out your magazine.
Right.
So Baba, he was going in.
All right. Okay.
You know, he released his inner Rambo.
And Sister Crystal, I know you dealt a lot more with my daughter, so maybe you could give a feminine perspective as to in dealing with her. You know, what did you think?
Same thing. She did really good. I think she's a natural. Quick learn. She was able to make the adjustments really well. When she saw it was a little bit to the left, she could bring it a little more center. Yeah, she did great. I'm excited for her.
This is a paid program. We've been paid to say this. No, we're excited. This is love. I love both of them, and we must do this again. These are beautiful people. And Baba, you're traveling with Precious Cargo. Sister Q is Precious Cargo, and I am just so pleased that they are part of the man.
Well, thank you.
Protecting, yes. And that's what a real man does. So when we talk about manhood and what real men do, what you did with your child today is man business.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Real man business. And you've
Can't
done.
protect nobody trying to run away with no tight pants on.
Oh, with your pants hanging on.
It's hanging down. So
Yes. So
Oh, yeah,
your
man.
sister did a wonderful job, and again, I'm looking forward to continuing the process because now I'm looking forward to certifying you both so that you can get your gun permits. That's
Right.
next.
Gotta get past my wife with that one, boy. No, I'll try. I'll try.
You know, we're gonna do a little.
so she can know safety studies. She never touches it. She'll know what it is, and then she'll leave it alone. Let y'all do y'all thing.
All right. Okay, here comes our food.